Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I have another author writer specific bullet journal video for you today, and before we go into the September setup, I thought we'd go through my August and see how I did, and the answer to that is poorly. Very poorly, because as some of you know, I broke my leg pretty early on in August, so not a lot of stuff happened. I did do a lot on my mood and social media and sleep trackers after coming out of the hospital, but there wasn't a lot of work happening. I did expand my weeklies to a full spread and added my gratitude log, and that's pretty much the extent of the changes in August. Now on to September. By the way, if you're new here and you don't know who I am and what my channel is about, my name is Alina, I'm an author, and I usually post videos about books and writing, and my bullet journal kind of works into that. It's about how I plan my author career, how I keep track of my writing and editing and cute stuff like that. The theme for September is owls, and I went with owls for two reasons. First of all, I didn't want to go with an overly fall theme because I feel September is still kind of summer for the most part, so I didn't feel like doing any fall leaves or fall colors. And the other reason is that a series that's actually called Owl Investigations has been on my mind a lot. I can't write it right now because I have other priorities, so I thought I'll just draw cute owls and take my mind off it like that. Although on this page I did go with a bit of color for the border and the leaves, I kept this month's theme pretty much black and white. I do add a lot of color when I'm tracking, so this seemed like the best approach to me. But who knows, I might change my opinion as the month goes and color in the little owls. I'll let you know if I do that. In case you didn't know it, I do go through my BuJo about midway through the month and at the end of the month, and I post those videos on my Instagram, which I will put on the screen right now. Okay. Now, the first page I always do is my promotions and release date schedule and my time restricted eating. These have been working really well for me, and I like having my plans for publishing and book promotions and everything right on the first page. It keeps me on track with what I'm supposed to be doing, and I have a clear overview of the month. And the time restricted eating, well, it's not gone that great in the first part of August and throughout July because of all the cold treatment I've been taking, which doesn't really allow for a less than 12-hour schedule for my pill taking and eating. But I'm hoping to do way better in September with a lot of things, including this. I went with this faux calligraphy kind of titling for most of the pages, as you'll see, because I'm not really good at calligraphy. I'm trying to learn more about brush lettering, but I'm still very much a noob, and there are so many things I want to learn about drawing and art and calligraphy that it will just take some time to get on board with everything. And here we go to my writing trackers. I have pretty much the exact same layout as the months before. I'm the type of person that once they find something that works for them, I'm going to keep that layout or that process. So this has been going great. On the left hand side, I track the number of words written by day, and on the right hand side, once I complete a manuscript, I'm coloring in one of the books. And yes, I do color code what I'm writing, so if I write on two projects at the same time, there will be two colors, obviously. The little owl that I drew on this spread was my favorite to draw, the easiest style of all of them, so I did draw a few of them, but there are more to come. later on. Again, I went for pretty much black and white because both pages will be very colorful by the end of the month. That, of course, is if I do keep with my schedule and I write and nothing else happens, because I've not had the best summer. Now, we've had some family issues that weren't the best. I did get that stupid cold that got complicated and took me out for like 3 weeks, and then when I got out of that, I broke my leg. So yeah, I know these are all very good reasons and not at all excuses for what's been going on, but I'm still struggling with how little I've done in the month of August. So yeah, I have high hopes for September. I moved to my editing and publishing trackers, and I think the owl I drew on this page is the most majestic of them all. I love this pose, and I will probably bring it back in one of the weeklies because I intend to keep the owl theme throughout the entire month. So yeah, I hope you like it as well. I don't know, there is just something imposing about it, and majestic, like I said. I did draw a lot of books on all the shelves. I don't think I have as many to publish and to edit this month, but you know, they just look cool, and I like doodling books on shelves apparently. And as always, on the right hand side I have my editing tracker where I track all the hours I spend editing. And this is very important to me because I usually get to the end of a week and believe I did nothing worthwhile for my writing and forget that I spent maybe days editing. So when I add the hours here and tally up everything, I realized, well, actually I wasn't slacking, I was really working hard. And in the past, that's helped a lot, and I do recommend this. If you're editing, track it just as thoroughly as you track your writing, and you'll have a better idea of how much time you actually spend working. Because it's important to reward yourself for everything you do, not just chastise yourself for what you're not doing. The next spread is my books I've read and page tracker, and I kept the same stack of books that's inspired by Books and Lala. I did draw 12 with the actual intent of reading 12 books in September. August was a very bad month in terms of reading. I only read 2 books so far. I'm not sure if I'm going to be reading anything else by the end of the month, which is not great, but that's just how it is. During my 3rd book, while listening at it actually, which was Naomi Novik's Uprooted, I broke my leg. I had my earbuds on and I was listening to it and I broke my leg. And for some reason I couldn't listen to it afterwards. I just need a break from it. It's sad, but that's the truth. And after that, while I was in the hospital, I had a lot of reading and listening material with me, but because of the pain and the general state of the hospital, all I could do was watch YouTube videos. So yes, and as you know from my live stream, which if you haven't seen, I will link in the info cards, I've been doing a lot of sleeping since getting out of the hospital. My energy is still kind of low, and yeah, I will have a lot to make up for in September, won't I? But you know, fingers crossed, everything happens as I want it, and I reach all my goals, because I kind of need a win. Here is the same owl from earlier again. I told you I really enjoyed this kind of drawing style. It's kind of quick and easy. And my mood tracker again hasn't changed at all. I'm really happy with the way I decided to track my moods and my energy levels and my productivity. I do it 3 times a day. I log them for morning, afternoon and evenings because I've discovered my mood and my energy levels can fluctuate throughout the day. The only thing I've changed for the month of September is the color key for each mood. I do play around with that quite a bit, and other than that, I just stuck with what works for me, I guess. And I highly recommend that. If some spreads work wonders for you, don't overstress about trying new things that might not work. Just stick with what works. Because the point of the bullet journal, as I see it, is to help you and to keep you motivated to log and track everything you need to. So yeah, I'm going to stick with these spreads for as long as they work. On the other page, you're going to see my sleeping tracker. That hasn't changed either. I just once again changed the color scheme for how I track it. Just if you're curious, I track the hours I spend sleeping and the quality of sleep. I try to use different colors for when I have a lot of dreams during the night, or for when my sleep is fitful, or when it's interrupted because I wake up in the middle of the night and don't sleep for a few hours, or when I have super restful sleep when I don't remember any dreams and I just am lost to the world. Pretty much. I do like having the sleep tracker and the mood tracker on the same general spread because these two things kind of are interlinked, and if I'm extremely tired, it will impact my energy levels and my mood and sometimes even my productivity. So it's a nice overview to have. Like I said, in August there's been a lot of sleeping, a lot, which is not bad per se, but when you think I'm not a newborn, maybe sleeping for most of the day is not the best thing ever. But you know, I'm still healing and recovering after my hospital stay, so I'm going to give myself a pass and hope I return to more adult and normal sleeping habits in September. Again, the social media tracker hasn't changed. I do track my activity on social media channels and my subscribers on the social media networks that are most important to me. By the way, I know the angle of this video is a bit wonkier than usual, and I know there are some focusing issues, and that's because I filmed this in bed on my desktop stand with a lot of engineering going on, so I have a decent camera angle. I do apologize for that. I will do better in the future, but because of what I can and can't do with my leg for now, this was the best I could do, and I just wanted to show you what my September spreads look like because I think they're fun and I'm super proud of them. Even if they're not the best ever, I just enjoy doing them and sharing them with you. So yeah, next time the quality will be slightly better, even if my angles are not the best because I do not have the proper setup for a bullet journal filming session, but I'm working on it. Just know that I'm working on it. I actually bought a sort of a stand for my phone, which turned out not to be the best idea because it's not working for what I wanted it, but I'm still looking for solutions and I'm sure I'm going to find them eventually. Next up is, oh my god, that focusing issue is annoying. Next up is my YouTube spread. I changed this a bit and kind of turned it into a sort of a calendar spread because I thought it would be easier to just see everything that's going on. I kept my color key for videos I post, live streams I host, and guest appearances on other people's live streams. But I thought this would be enough for me to plan because I don't tend to plan that much ahead, or if I do plan ahead, I change what I post or things happen. So this calendar view will give me an overall view of what I've been doing that month, and if I really want to write in a video idea, I still can. And as always, the play button with the silver touch because I just like trying that. and I am so proud of my silver jelly roll pen for reasons. This is my first weekly. I discovered I really like this horizontal layout, which is totally inspired by Doodle Day Darlings, because she does these amazing spreads. She changes them a lot, but I tend to try to find one that works for me and keep it. And this one is ideal, especially since I've added the gratitude log in the bullet journal spreads. I did this because 2 journals are enough. I have the bullet journal and I have my normal journal that I write in pretty much every morning. And I thought a third one for the gratitude would be a bit extreme. I log my gratitude, my reasons to be grateful 3 times a week, because I've read some stuff on it and some research, and apparently 3 times a week is the best way to go. It gives you the most benefits, and doing it more often might reduce the benefits, so that's why I went this way. And there's an owl doodle, because Doodle Day Darlings always has doodles on her weekly spreads, and I find that absolutely awesome. So that's all the spreads I have for you that are writing related, and I'll go through them one more time so you can see them. I always post pictures of them on my Instagram, so if you want to check that out, again, my Instagram is always linked in the description down below. I hope you've enjoyed this, and if you did, do leave a like, maybe leave me a comment, let me know if you do journal at all, if you like bullet journals and things like that, and subscribe if you haven't. And now, a little surprise for you, a new spread I'm doing in my bullet journal, and I'm not worried about this at all. I'm not. I really don't think it will be super difficult. This is not exactly writing related, and that's why I left it right at the end. But last month I first joined the monthly doodle challenge that Doodle Day Darlings hosts, and I enjoyed it a lot. I couldn't complete all of it because of my situation with my leg, and because of the simple fact some days are tougher than others. So I'm joining again in September, and I'm going to try to do it in my bullet journal. I was going to do some doodles around it, but my bullet journal that I'm using now is kind of narrower than an A5, so there wasn't enough room. But yeah, let's see how this goes. I'm really afraid of those small squares and doodling in such a restricted area, but I'm going to do my best and I'm going to enjoy it. So yeah, that's it. I will see you all soon. I hope you enjoyed it, and bye for now.